How you guys doing? Welcome to another edition of Erik T. Jackson TV. I'm your host, Erik T. Jackson. Today we are at Sharpstown High School talking to more students about finance. It's pretty loud in here, but it's just how I like it. This is real. We're in the auditorium where a lot of students are, and I can just pull them and talk to them about finance. We'll be talking to a senior student that I know real well, named Naji. What's up, Naji? All right. We'll be discussing finance, real estate, entrepreneurship, his job, what his plans are after he graduates, and how he plans to build wealth for his family moving forward. All of that and more in 26 seconds. Peace. Naji, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
Good. So, this is a financial education and a financial literacy YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
So, I like to talk about all things finance so that maybe you kids will learn from me and maybe I can learn from y'all. And the people that's watching can learn.
Yes,
Got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, let's talk about something that is near and dear to me that I love discussing. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the stock market real quick. So I'm gonna throw some terms out there, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So the first thing that comes to your mind when I say stocks is what?
Trading.
Okay? Good. Trading. What do you know about trading?
Man, not too much. Not a professional at it.
Just something you've heard about?
Yes, sir.
And something that you know that is part of the stock market?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Trading is part of the stock market. It has a lot of different parts. Trading is one of them. Let's talk about stocks in general. Okay? If you were to have enough money, if you were to have $500, what stocks would you want to buy? Have you ever thought about that?
Yes, I have. I would want to buy something. I wouldn't buy a stock too heavy, like a stock that's like really popular. I would buy a stock that's like on the up and coming.
Okay.
Not very noticeable, not very like, it's like on the up and coming where I can make some decent amount of money from it.
That has a high ceiling.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
High potential.
And we call those high value stocks. You buy it real low because it's a new company. It has the potential to become a much bigger company and make you a lot more money.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Good, man. So being the young man that you are, I would suggest or recommend that you jump into the stock market early, right? Because the earlier you get in, the longer time you have to be in it, and the more money you'll be able to make.
Yes, sir.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so have you thought about getting into the stock market as soon as you get out of high school or in college or as a young man? Have you thought about when you may want to jump into the stock market?
I was thinking around the time I graduate college, so I understand my source of income outside of the stock market, and pretty much around the time I graduate college.
Okay, good. No, I think that's excellent, man. Like I was telling some students a while ago, like people think that when you're in college, that you're on a shoestring budget, there's no way you can invest. But looking back on when I was in college, I saw plenty of opportunities where I could have invested in certain stocks. And my portfolio will be a lot bigger now. So I sort of tell students that just because you don't think you'll get $50 here, $100 there, put those into the market, and yeah, you can, you'll be that much ahead.
Yes, I agree. I will make little things of investments. I'm not saying like throughout my college I won't. During college I will make, like you said, a little $50, $100, but I won't be making any big, as far as I won't say risk, but big sacrifice until I get out of college. But yeah, during college, definitely. Even now while I'm in high school, maybe I might do a little $50, $20, $100, whatever, something small.
Okay, so let's pivot. Good job, man. I like that answer. Let's pivot into real estate. Okay, when I say real estate, what comes to your mind?
Making money to make people happy by finding them a house they can afford.
Good, absolutely. That's one thing that real estate does is makes people money, and when people get homes, it makes people happy. Absolutely. So the first thing usually that people do when they acquire real estate, they graduate college, get a family, they buy their own house. Yeah, they buy their own house. And so, that's a great way to start to accumulate wealth, is buying yourself your own home. And at that point, maybe you would like to be a real estate agent or buy developmental properties that you can fix up and then flip. There's a lot of areas you can go in real estate. Is there any thoughts to what area you might want to go into in real estate?
I think what I'm going to do is start doing like little apartments, finding people apartments.
Okay.
Because you don't really have to put any money into it. All you got to do is pretty much find that person that apartment, and then they buy the apartment, or well, I won't say buy the apartment, but they go and they rent themselves inside the apartment. You get money from the apartment complex.
Absolutely.
From doing that. So it's that's something small I can start off with to build my, as you call, portfolio.
Yep.
And then soon I'll start flipping houses and make it bigger.
There you go. That sounds like a plan. Sounds like a real good plan. Now, those are two tenets of building wealth, the stock market and real estate, that we teach here at Erik T. Jackson TV. The third tenet that I like to teach for building wealth long term is entrepreneurship. Okay? That's huge for me. What do you know about entrepreneurship?
I feel it's a great thing, for certain people who can maintain and handle it. Being one of those things is being your own boss. So you don't have to answer to nobody. You make your own decisions. So if your business or whatever you have fails, it's on you and you alone, rather than the whole world.
Absolutely. And if you succeed and make a lot of money, you get it all. Provided you don't have any partner, right? When you get it all, that's a big deal for entrepreneurship, as opposed to working for the man and having somebody give you a salary, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what builds generational wealth, and then also that's something that you can leave to your kids, and they can leave to their kids, and that's how that goes. Good, man. I like those answers. You sound like you know what you're talking about. Now, let me ask you: do you know anyone, or is there anyone close to you that's an entrepreneur?
Yes, sir, I do.
That you admire?
Yes, I do. Talk about it.
Yeah.
I have a lady that lives in my neighborhood. Her name is Miss Keisha. She's a real estate agent. She does all kinds of things. She's a broker for for realtor keys. She's one of them. She's one of their top sellers. She knows a lot. She's been self-employed for about, I want to say 10 years if I remember. And she, she's very well educated. She teaches me. I ask her questions. She gives me, the answers the best to her knowledge.
So Naji, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I would like to get deeper into knowing how the stock market works and how I can best succeed from it, rather than going in blind.
Okay, good question, man. That's pretty broad, but I can tell you this, like the best thing you could do right now is to research it and to learn different things regarding it, right? So when you are ready, you aren't caught off guard. You know what's going on. You know how to invest. You have a philosophy, right? Because everybody has a different way of thinking about the stock market. So you want to go in, and it doesn't mean they're all wrong. There's no right way to handle the stock market. So you go into it with the purpose, with the plan, and go into it early. You know what I'm saying? Don't put it off. You know what they say, don't put off later what you can do today. Stock market is sort of like that because, trust me, it's been proven to do nothing but go up over time. And that's when you're a long-term investor. And that's what we teach here. We teach long-term investing. There's a lot of different parts to it. Trading, which you mentioned, swing trading, options, but long-term investing is probably, in my opinion, the best way to build long-term generational wealth from the stock market. Start early and start often. Just be consistent with it. You understand? So let me ask you this. I hear you open up a Roth IRA. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Oh, yes. I was informed by the lady that I just mentioned, Miss Keisha. She has informed me that I'm working now, so I'm making a certain kind of money, and I'm gonna be working the rest of my life. Hopefully, not my entire life. I shorten it, and she informed me that I should look into investing into a Roth and opening up a Roth IRA account. So over time, I can just keep putting money in there, and over time it builds up, and then I'll have a lot, and then I can have some money. So when I do retire, I can retire earlier, or when I do retire, I have enough money in the bank so I can live.
Great job, man. Shout out to Ms. Keisha. That's very smart. We want to teach retirement here also. And that's one of the best things you can do in retirement is to have yourself a Roth IRA account. Okay. Good, man. So before we finish, I always like to get the students to say something to the audience. Is there anything you want to say to the people watching about finance or financial education?
Make sure you're smart with your money and you're not just spending it on things you want necessarily, and having a good balance with it and spending on stuff you actually need. Also save a little money for the future, like retirements, and also save a little money so you can invest, so you can make some money on the back end. So you're making money while you're working, and while you're not working, you will always have money, so you're never out stranded. Absolutely. If something goes wrong.
Absolutely. Well, great job, Naji. That's it for this segment of Erik T. Jackson TV. I'm your host, Erik T. Jackson, with Naji Mott. And until next time,